Sporting touch of hands. Round number one. There's that fast start. And that is the fastest knockout in bare knuckle fighting championship.
Hey mama, no born in the Bronx, raised in Dade. Been in the city since Pit had braids. Bahapanti parties, plata know how to sneak me out. Now it's 7-figure meetings, every day we lead a house. It's game time, the game's mine, you know the vibe. Yo viajado el mundo entero, reppin' 305.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Don't Blink episode 9 with my boy Too Nice in the house. You already know my co-host, man.
You already know what it is.
Today, another special, great, homegrown episode with my little dog, Marcello from Only in Days.
Hey.
What's good, baby?
What up? In the building.
Yeah. What's good with you, man? How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here in this little refrigerator you guys call a studio. I like it. I came prepared, and I'm honored.
No,
man.
you was shivering, Uly. It worked. He was shivering. He was shivering.
Dog, I ain't gonna lie. So was I. It was freezing. My brother, dog, so glad to have you here.
Hey, this guy, hilarious.
No, dope.
Yo, Marcello's hilarious.
Yeah, we actually brought you up on an episode with when we were with Laz. We were talking about you, man.
I saw that, man. I trust me, I saw that, man.
You're doing your thing, bro. You're homegrown, born and raised in Miami, right?
Yeah, man. I was born in one of the Baptists, I guess. I don't know.
At a bathtub?
Just kidding. Yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be a good story. Yeah, and then I grew up, went to Doral first. That's where like my first school ever was in Doral. And then moved to South Miami. My parents got divorced, so I moved to South Miami. And then I started going to Sunset Elementary. And then I ended up at Belen. Jesuit.
Dope.
Real quick, talking about Sunset Elementary, you know an old lady named Mama over
Bro,
there?
yeah. That's classic. I'm so glad I get to talk about this. Yeah, man.
So about Mama, bro.
It was just crazy for me because I was coming from Doral. And obviously my parents get divorced. And then I end up South Miami, different home. We moved. And I just go to a brand new school, Sunset Elementary. I didn't know anybody. Me and my sister, like, first day. And my mom works, she works for a European company. So I'm getting up at, like, I'm going to school early as hell. I'm getting on the bus.
Backpacking to school.
Yeah, it's different, bro. It's like I would get dropped off at school at like 7. And then that's where you play basketball. And I came from Doral Academy, Doral Academy. Oh, yes. Everyone's wearing little polos, and it's just different. And then I go to Sunset Elementary, and I'm playing basketball
The jungle.
at 7 in the morning with Alandi Joseph. Alandi was nasty, okay? Alandi, this little kid I used to call Young D. Wade, he was like literally like 3 years younger than all of us, but he was so close to the ground. You could never touch him. And so like that was like my first introduction to like, all right, the world is much more diverse than Doral Academy.
Yeah.
And so I just started becoming, that's when like I first started becoming friends with everybody in the cafeteria, all the security guards, all the ladies that cleaned, like those were my friends because I didn't know the kids.
Yeah.
And so hard to get to know kids, So I was just getting to know adults, you know what I mean? Like I'm walking to the cafeteria like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know, whatever. I'm just being nice to the ladies. And then, bro, I got into I built a relationship with the lunch ladies, like a serious relationship. Awesome. Like I was coming into the lunchroom and they would hook me up and like grab an extra milk here and there.
Yeah.
And then one day, like after everybody gets their food, everybody's just sitting down talking, and I would stand up from my chair. I look around, all right, it's gonna get kind of boring. Y'all are gonna go outside and like run in circles. I'm gonna go see if I can get some apples or something. And I would go to the back, and they're cleaning up the cafeteria, and they have a little TV back there. And I swear to you, I would just sit back there while they're all cleaning. The whole all the cafeteria ladies are cleaning. I'm like, and then a younger cafeteria lady will walk by. Who's that little kid? She's like, oh no, he's with me. He's with me. I'm his mama. And so that just became my mama, yo. And then so she had a daughter, and then so I would just hang out with them. And then the daughter got pregnant. She leaves the school, so it's just me and mama for a while. And then, bro, it gets so sad now. So then mama's daughter that was pregnant, she dies during labor.
Damn.
So I'm literally a young kid. This is like my first friends or my lunch ladies, and someone dies, bro. Like it's just so real, like at such a young age. And then I'm still kind of, I can't say I had like the roughest childhood, like financially we're stable. So I have my first communion. But it's crazy because I'm chilling with mom all the time, and then I get to my first communion, and people give me money. I'm dressed all nice, like it's crazy. So I end up with I'll never forget this. I end up with $400 for my communion. That's all the money I had, and I was like, lit. What am I gonna do with this money? I can buy an Xbox or some shit. But in my mind, I was like, my mom got me an Xbox. My dad will, if I ask enough, I can get it. So I literally just got the money, and I was like, I want to give it to mama, like. Mama, something bad happened to mama, so I think I have to give it to her. Like, it was just young mind. Like, it wasn't like, I think it'd be cool. Don't you think we should help the community? Like, it wasn't like that at all. It was just real, bro. And that's it, dude. I gave her the money, and that's almost like my last memory of her. Is like, I remember my mom drove me to this woman's house, which is right by.
Because you went to the crib to give her the money.
Yeah, right by.
Okay.
Right by.
I think you gave it to her at school, and I was just thinking to myself, like, it's kind of weird the lady took the money from me, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. No, it was different. It was
but
like
your mom knew what was going on.
Yeah,
too.
so I told my mom what happened. I'm sure my mom had something to do with it. And then I remember just like I'll never forget, just like the crib. Like you get there, you go out, just give the money, and then go home. And it's just like she knows I got her, I love her, whatever. And then it's 5th grade, you graduate, and I never went back to Sunset Elementary again. Like I couldn't even tell you anything about it.
You gotta go see if you can find Mama now.
Yo, Mama, if you're out there, I love you, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, for sure. That was deep.
Mama,
right
he's
there,
making it in life right now. He got more than 400.
And that was just my attitude from then on. Every school, everywhere I went, at Belen, I was friends with the lunch ladies. In college, I was friends with the lunch ladies. Like, I got lunch ladies on my Facebook.
You know what I mean?
I got mad lunch ladies on my Facebook. Shout out to Star. She's about to get married to Danielle. That's my lunch lady from college. You know what I mean? Like,
talk about college. That's what I want to ask you next, dog.
Yeah,
Where'd you go? You left Miami for college, right?
yeah. So it was just tough, man. And I'll be candid about it because it's just how I grew up. So I grew up divorced parents. Parents don't talk to each other, and so I was kind of like, you know, it's a little stressful. You know, it's obviously not like we didn't have food for the next, you know, that wasn't like that. It was just my parents don't talk, and that kind of messes with you. And a lot of times I felt like it kind of clouded my judgment, clouded my mind. So my focus throughout all of my senior and junior year was I have to play soccer in college and I have to leave Miami, no matter what it takes. I don't care what it is, but I have to do it. So, you know, I'm fighting, you know, I have to play soccer, I have to do this, I have to go to practice, like just, it has to happen. So I emailed every coach in the United States, from the University of Hawaii to, you know, the best team, which is the University of North Carolina. Yeah. So I DM'd everybody. First, you know, DM now because I'm, you know, 23, but email. I was emailing everybody. And dude, email. I got a few offers. It came down to 2. They were both D3 because I was a little young and they didn't see enough of me. So all the D1 schools, all the really, really good schools were like, spend a year, go to a small school, and then hit us up, and we'll probably be super down to have you. But I was like, I cannot spend another year in Miami, going from mom and dad and the whole 9 yards. Like, I'm not dealing with that. So came down to 2 schools, and, you know, thank God for my stepdad and my mom that came together to be like, yo, wherever you want to go, we're going to figure it out. Yeah. So it was California and Ohio.
Damn.
Occidental University and John Carroll University. Both really wanted me. Occidental was a little bit, I think it was going to be a little more like, it was going to be like a little bit more money, but I was going to much rather wanted to go to California. My mom basically goes, no.
Papa, we got Ohio money.
and it wasn't even the school. It was like classic Cuban mom. Like she sits down, you want to go to California? Okay, that's 6 hours on the plane. And then, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 flights. You know what I mean? Like they put that math in front of me and I was like, all right. Ohio it is. So now
it makes sense though.
But they weren't thinking about my ass trying to get playing time at 30 degrees. You know what I mean? Like that was, you know, but whatever. I didn't care because I just wanted to get out. So they made it happen, and I ended up in Cleveland, Ohio. No friends. Nobody went to this university. Like pretty much by myself. One other kid went, and he ended up leaving a year later. So it was another thing like the Sunset Elementary thing, bro. I'm by myself. I don't know anybody. I was kind of used to it. I'm like,
you're looking for apples?
Exactly, bro. But now it's like chicken tenders. You feel me? Now I'm at the calf in college. Like my friends, are like, where'd you get that? I'm like, oh, you don't know Star? So then those were my friends, the cafeteria ladies, the soccer coaches, the soccer team. And then, man, so this is just it gets crazy because I quit soccer to do comedy. So
I'll
just get through it and then we'll talk about.
Listen, dude, you don't gotta get through it. It fucking, man. It's your story. I want to hear it.
Yeah, so I ended up playing soccer in college. My first year goes pretty good. I got like 120 minutes, which is fine. It wasn't great, but it was fine. I'm getting adjusted. And then my biggest problem was my fitness because, like, coming from Miami, I'm partying. Like, let's be honest.
No, it's not Miami. No, because clearly you just said that you were cool with all the cafeteria people. Alright, so you were sneaking in them snacks in between time, through the time, and after the time.
I think what happened was that a lot of these kids that I was meeting at the school were kids that were like, they grew up in Ohio. There's no nightlife. Yeah. There's no going out. There's no partying. It's soccer. And I came from the place where like I had a little bit of natural ability to kind of be a little creative.
Pizzazz.
You know, my hips move crazy, so like I have fun on the ball. But they're like, all right, 2 mile, 12 minutes. 17 minutes. So they're like, okay, this Miami boy, he's got touch and he can move, but he did something in the summer. He was having fun or something. So I tried to flip a switch. That summer, I did yoga every morning. I'm doing yoga. I'm playing soccer at night.
Yeah, you ever done yoga, Uly?
I love yoga, dog. Bikram yoga. I like it in the hot room.
The hot room, yeah.
Damn.
I had back surgery. They told me to do it before then. I wish I would have. But anyways, I started after that. And it's easier to stretch.
Then it's dope, right?
You walk in that room, you start sweating immediately.
The best. Well, coaches tell you to stretch in the shower with hot water on, because what the heat does is that it expands your muscles, so it makes it easier. Like, you can touch your toes in this room.
Right.
You can't touch your toes anywhere else. But for some reason, in that hot ass room, you're like, oh, wow, this is awesome. So I'm doing yoga, bro. I'm training every night, and then I go back to school, and I hit the 2 mile in like 14.
Nice.
And then I instead of hitting 12 sprints that I was able to do last year out of 25, I do 18. So the coach was like, okay. And then I start getting playing time. But what they didn't know was that during the whole summer, and as soon as the season stopped, I had started doing stand-up. So I was going to open mics. I was going, little show here, little show there.
What drove you to that, though? How'd you go? I mean, did you like comedy since you were a kid?
So yeah, I guess I got ADD. We're going all over the place with this story.
No, I'm the same way, dog.
No. But I actually wanted to know that too.
So I'm purely a soccer player, but I'm always messing around. I'm the kid that is just annoying the parents. Like, my whole life, I'm walking into my mom's room like, "What's up, guys? Are you guys bored or something?" Like, I hated silence. I hated when things were awkward. I'm just trying to make it fun. And then in school, I'm getting in trouble a lot, talkative, making jokes, like. All of that. I was, most humorous in high school. And then my senior year, even worse. This is something for kids out there, bro. In 8th grade, my drama teacher goes, "Man, you're hilarious. We want you to join the acting team." So I go to my lunch table and I go, "Hey, guys, this is awesome.
You're a thespian."
The acting people want me to join that." And all my boys are like,
the what?
Cue the crickets.
Yeah.
So I literally, because of my friends, in 8th grade, when someone saw an inch of talent in me for acting, then my friends were like, I was like, "You guys are probably right." And I told the guy, "Leave me alone." So now the drama guy's following me around school for the next 4 years. "Yo, come on, dog. Yo, we got a competition acting." I'm like, "Bro, leave me alone." All my boys don't like that. They think it's weak. They don't like the guy. Like, I'm not doing it. So that's my high school career. Is this guy like, "Yo, Marcello, come on, bro. Like, you like making jokes in class, but you don't like acting." Like, all this stuff.
So looking back, you wish you would have done that.
I kind of wish, wish I would have started this, Troy Bolton, half soccer, half acting a little earlier. Who knows where I would have been, but whatever. I ignored it. And then senior year, this guy goes, "Yo, Marcello," he kind of knew how to approach me. He goes, "Yo, Marcello, in March, we're about to take like 15 kids and they get to skip school for a week. And they're going to go to Fort Lauderdale where 2,000 kids and 60% of it is girls are going to be acting at this convention center. You stay in a hotel for 3 days straight. And we take you out for a week." And I was like, "You said 60% girls?" Like, I'm thinking just athlete mentality. Like, "Oh, we're going to party?" Like, I'm down. Let's go. So I agree. I started learning this monologue with this guy senior year. Like, literally, like, he's like, "Yo, come over before practice so I can see how the monologue is coming." So now I'm doing this behind my boy's back. I don't even tell him I'm doing it. I'm just like, let me just pull this off my last year. Let me give him this as like, thank you for believing in me. Bro, I go to the Florida State thespian competition and I win, dude.
Damn.
Critics' Choice Best Monologue. I get goosebumps.
What was the monologue? Would you?
It was John Leguizamo, Mambo Mouth. And it's like, bro,
I love John Leguizamo.
Oh my God, dude.
Do you remember it?
I'm trying to think of like a couple of words that I remember. It was like,
come on, I'll give you 10. Come on, give you 20 seconds at least, because this is epic right now. If you could bring it back one time.
It was so dirty. It was like, "I am the Latino thirst quencher." Like, it was lines like that. You know what I mean? She calls me chocolate eyes.
Come on.
But what is it? From a John Leguizamo movie? Or
Mambo Mouth. It's a one-man show he did. And this is basically like... he was a Cuban Cabana boy, you know what I mean? And he's trying to get like this white girl. Like, dude, I have this whole thing. I remember, oh man, it was crazy. It was like, ooh man, she calls me chocolate eyes. I call her my albino beaver. It was like the craziest lines. And I'd had fun with it because it was all sexual and stuff. So, bro, I go, I do it. Critics' Choice. You are the best one of the best monologues in Florida. My high school hadn't won that award like in a few years prior. Like it was a big deal. And I didn't realize it. I was just like, my parents came from Miami to see the performance. It's a 3,000 seat theater. When you get Critics' Choice, they put you in a 3,000 seat theater in front of the whole convention to do your monologue. The monologue was like 3 minutes. So I do that, and I'm just like,
that's sick.
Okay, time to play college soccer, I guess, you know? So then I have that in the back of my mind. I focus on soccer, and then as soon as the off season starts, I had been like writing like a couple of things because I listened to stand-up before going to bed. I was like, let me write a couple of things. And then I go to my friend Alexa, and I go, Alexa, I think I want to try an open mic. I found this place. It's like 45 minutes away. I'll get my mom to pay the Uber, and then we'll do it. Where I go, I do it. I did call it a 1 to 10. It was like a 3 or a 4 of a set. And I got off stage, and it was a 3 or a 4 of a set. And I look at the people that brought me there, and I was like, I'm going to drop you guys off at campus. But somebody out there told me that there was another mic tonight, and I'm going to go. So the first night I ever did comedy, I did 2 shows. Because I needed it. I was like, no. Chill. And then the second show, even worse than the first show.
What?
Even worse. The first show, I got some laughs. The second show, I got a cough. You know what I mean? So I get back to the dorm, and I tell my roommate, Sean Freeman, I go, Sean, I'm going to write jokes every day until I can figure this out. And so now I'm going to practice, and I'm writing jokes. And then off season's over. You know, I did the whole thing in the summer where I'm doing this stuff. I go back to school. We go to Boston, Chicago, and Canada for preseason because my coach is a big deal in Canada. I get 200 minutes in preseason. I got 120 all last season. I get 200 in preseason. And then as soon as we get back to Cleveland, we start training, and I get 4 shows paid the same exact week. So now I'm leaving practice to go to the shows.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting in an Uber at 10. We practice 8 to 10 every single day, Monday through Saturday. So after practice, I'm going to do a show. And after 2 weeks of that we just got back from Canada, Chicago, Boston, after 2 weeks of that, I got like physically ill. Like my lymph nodes are popping out of my neck in practice. My coach sees me sluggish. Everybody's asking questions. And I was like, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm going to go check in with some doctors, and I'll let you guys know. I go to the doctor. The doctor's like, have you slept? I was like, no,
not really.
They're like, what's your schedule? I go, well, I get out of practice at 10, and then I get in an Uber, and then I go to a show, then I get home at like 3, and then I have my first class at 9. And the doctor was like, you don't have mono, which is what this seems like, because you're exhausted, you can't move. You don't have mono, you're killing yourself. So I had to make a decision. I call my mom, I call my dad. My dad's like, you better not do this. Like, you're nasty at soccer. I'm watching TV right now. These soccer players aren't as good as you. That's my dad.
Yeah.
And then my mom is like, follow your dream, papa. Like, crazy, man.
Come back to Miami.
Yo, literally, I'm like crazy.
Yeah.
And, bro, like, I don't know. That's like one of those things where an 18-year-old needs to literally put his life, like, needs to make a massive life decision.
Yeah, you gotta let it rip.
So you made that decision, came back, and you've been doing a stand-up ever since? Just
Yeah,
working
man.
on it?
I think it was the coaches. I think it was like when I sat down with my coaches like this, and I was like, I want to become a stand-up comedian, and I have to quit the team. The look that they gave me, and then when they made me go tell the players, like, you're quitting soccer, like, you have to tell them yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm crying, and the seniors are like, this guy's garbage, bro. This guy faked us out. He came here. He started getting playing time, and then now he's out of here. Like, that, like, whole... because college sports, no matter what division it is, they take it so serious.
And when you leave something you're so used to, too, you're like, damn, am I making the right decision, dog? You know, like, well, damn, what's gonna happen? You don't know the future. You can't tell the future.
Bro. So,
but obviously, thank God you made a good choice, dog. You know what I mean?
Dude,
I saw you perform at the Miami Improv, which is legendary, dog.
Yeah, man. Well, that's the other thing is like, so then as soon as I see that look in their eyes and I walk out of that locker room that first day, I'm like, nah, I can't like mess around with this. You know, like the same way I was married to soccer, this has to be my new soccer. So I'm doing shows every night. I think I like to think I was the hardest working 18-year-old comedian in Cleveland at the time. Like every single open mic, I was there. Every single show, I was there. I went to the local comedy club, the best club in town. I was sitting in the back taking notes, watching every show. I didn't party. I didn't go out. I wasn't doing anything that I was doing when I was here. Talking to girls, like none of it. I was just stand up.
Mastering your craft.
Figure it out. And then I started going to New York. I started skipping school to get on a train, Amtrak, to go to New York. 3-4 days, skip school on Monday, come back on Tuesday. What happened? I was in New York. Well, sue me, tell my mom. Like, I just did that nonstop. And then when I would go to New York, I would start meeting people. This guy's Puerto Rican. He's way better than me at comedy. He's like, oh, come chill with us. Then this other guy is like, oh, yo, come through here. And then it just, you know, I kind of just kept going back. And then finally, this one time I went back, this guy at this comedy club graduated from my high school, graduated from Belen. And he's running a tiny comedy club in New York. And he goes, we need somebody to sell tickets. Is that him?
Yo, them tickets. He got him right here. He got him right here, yo.
So that plug gets me to sell tickets, bro.
Don't blink.
And and I just sell tickets, bro, every night, whenever he needed. And then go back. And then in the summer, I get my mom and my stepdad to put together a rent for 2 months in New York so I could live there and go out every night and do the same thing, sell tickets. So then when I graduate college, that was my last summer before I graduated college. I lived in New York. And then when I graduated college, June 1st, I moved to New York. And then, but again, my parents are supporting me. Like, this is, I'm using them to follow my dream. It wasn't like, you know, I was making cash to feed myself on my rent.
Especially in New York City, boy. Ain't
That's just great.
The key was just every night, bro. Because if not, I couldn't justify them paying my rent like that. So it was just every night. I did over 250 shows for 3 years straight, every year. Over 250, no matter what. Make it happen. Get on stage, 250 plus times. So now, fast forward, right? All this stuff. I'm working my ass off all the way until March because I graduated college 2019. So I'm graduating all the way until March, and then March I'm in Chicago. I'm on a little tour that I made for myself in Chicago. 5 shows, 6 nights. Go back to New York to sell tickets. I literally had a lot of cash, like in my hand. That's all I had because I'm selling tickets, comedy tickets. It's all cash. So I show up to Chicago, $300 cash. Let's party for 6 days. Go back to New York. The COVID stuff is all happening, so it all stops. And my mom calls me, "Hey, so you're fired for sure. You're gonna have to come back."
Yeah.
So they had to buy my ticket, go back to Miami. I gave my mom all the cash I had left, like just as a sign of like.
Because you got coins and coins in your phone.
No, I had some money. I had some money.
Mom's gonna change person.
All I had was cash. I was like, "Listen, mom, like." You know, I'm like, let's buy some masks. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, I was a comedian and now I can't do anything. So then you see me and, you know, Only in Dade, all that stuff goes down and then I get to do that show. And it's the same thing like you said. It's like.
How'd you get plugged into Only in Dade?
Another crazy story.
That's life, bro. Life is full of crazy
so
situations.
When the COVID stuff happens, I get back from Chicago to my mom and my sister and me. That's it. That's the only people in the house. So I am coming from New York where I have a friend who's like 33 years old and he's in the hospital for COVID. So I'm thinking this shit is real. And I get to Miami where my mom is like, "Ay, niño, olvídate eso no." Like that. Exactly. The classic Cuban mindset, nothing can kill you. Like, forget it. Like, this is all, you know, whatever. And I was the opposite. I was like, you guys aren't going anywhere. Like, to my mom and my sister, you guys aren't going anywhere. And if you do, I'm going to be pissed. And when you get back, I'm going to spray your ass down. Like, it's not a joke to me. To the point where, like, my mom and my sister, they just want to go out to, you know, eat outdoors somewhere. And I'm having a full mental situation. You know what I mean? Like, they hated me, bro. I was the guy, I was like the hall monitor. I'm like, "Did you wash your hands?" My sister wanted to kill me, dog.
You were the COVID police.
It was the worst, bro.
The COVID cops.
Like, to the point where I got home. My mom got home one day from somewhere. She was working, like making money. Like, that's the other thing is like I couldn't understand making money. I was thinking life. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't understand supporting a family. So I was like, "Mom, what are you doing? Why are you leaving the house?" She's like, "I gotta pay for stuff." You know, like this is, and I couldn't. I was just so.
Yeah, wait, they fucking locking people down, but the bills are still coming. Dog.
Exactly.
That's it.
So it got to, you know, and like it was just annoying. I was super annoying and depressed, and I wasn't working. I was just doing nothing, bro. Like, my parents were like, "Get a job." Like, the kid that was selling tickets every night, the hardest working kid, is now his parents are telling him to get a job. Like, that hurt me so much, bro. All the work that I had done, it felt like gone. It felt like poof. And the media's not helping me because the media's like, "We won't be back till 2050. Like, I'm like scared, bro, for real. So I'm tripping out like that. Like, and on a comedic note, my mom is coming home and I'm like, "Did you wash your hands?" And my mom is like, "Did you even floss today?" I'm like,
Hey, that's actually one of your jokes.
I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Do you even floss?" I'm like, "What does that have to do?" She goes, "Do you know how much bacteria is in your mouth?" She goes, "Stop worrying about my hands and worry about your mouth." Like, that's what they're hitting me with. My mom's hitting me with COVID riddles when she gets home. That's how bad I am.
That's awesome.
That's honestly pretty dope.
So I'm getting that from just everywhere, and then I'm like, all right, I'm hearing it from everybody. My mom tells me to get a job. This is after 2 months of me literally walking around the house like this. Like bad.
Yeah, trying to figure it out.
Just sad, bro. And then I get a job selling home delivery medications for this company. You know, they're in North Carolina. I found them on LinkedIn. And they were looking for salesmen, and I'm like, I sold tickets, baby. I sold a lot of tickets, baby. And all types of people, old, young, everything.
Yeah.
And they loved it. They're like, oh yeah, we need a real salesman, whatever. Hired me. I meet quota 3-4 months in a row. They're paying me. You know, I'm like, all right, I've never had money like this in my life. I never had like a real job like this where it's like automatic deposit. I'm like, how do you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. I'm literally wearing a headset every day. You know what I mean? Like, hello, miss. This is
Marcello. This is during COVID.
This is you know, my first day was June 8th. So June 8th, I get that job. I got here March 15th. So that was 2 months. April, May.
After my birthday, guys. Day after my birthday.
There you go. It's a sign. It's a sign. So I literally, I'm doing this job all the time, and all the money that they're giving me, I'm spending it on this stuff. I'm like, I need to buy a mic, I need to buy a Adobe Premiere, and I need to figure out how to edit. So now I'm playing with it at night. I hate my job so much that I'm like, I gotta do something comedy related because this sucks. So I start making these little videos, and my third video is about how I'm a picky eater, and I throw it up on TikTok, and I get 1.4 million likes.
Oh shit!
Like the most ridiculous. I get 100,000 followers on one video
on TikTok.
On TikTok,
yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, now these videos are something. Let's get it then. So now I'm like making video. Then 3 videos after that, I make a video about how I don't miss the club. You know what I mean? The club is like the money Olympics. You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of people hoping that you leave broke. You know what I mean? Like they're just looking at you like, I hope you spend everything you got, you know? So I make that video. It goes a little bit like viral in Miami because we're a club community. And then I get a DM literally the next day after I post that video from a girl that I went to high school with. Like we would go to the same parties. And she goes, hey, I work with Only in Dade and we like your little videos. Can we set up a meeting? And this is pretty funny. I get into the meeting. They're like, yeah, we like your videos, bro. Like, you know, it'll be cool if you do this. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm down. We'll make a little recap. And I go, but I got one other idea. And the only way I will tell you this idea is if you guarantee me that only I get to do the idea. And and of course, like, you guys know Only in Dade. Tell me! Like, when I said that, it was like, I could see the fire, you know. They're like, all right, you have to tell us. And I was like, well, you know, Dave Portnoy does Dave Portnoy does pizza reviews. I want to try every croqueta in Miami and give it a rating and do it in under a minute and, you know, show the people all the croquetas in Miami. And the guy that runs Only in Dade was standing there with his partner. And this is how I knew I got the job. He didn't say, yes, let's do it. He didn't say, let's get it. He didn't say any of that. He just goes to his partner and he goes like this. He goes, just like that.
That's him.
He smacks his partner.
Hey, watch out where Uly's there, boy. He just got that. He got that tat right there.
I'm good with those too. She heard it from back there. I'm good with those.
No, but at this distance, you probably get the knockout in 1 second.
No. I think he killed that cricket that was running around.
Bro, like that. Bro, and I remember that because my dad used to hit me with those on the way to school, bro. My dad used to hit me with those nasty.
Yo, talking about that, the other day. The other day, Marcello sends me a picture in a DM with a selfie with my dad. Right?
Oh, wait, dog.
A selfie with my dad, and I'm like,
Oye, tú conoces tonight.
yo, hold on. Like, yo, he sends me a selfie with my dad. I'm like, look, why you got a selfie with my dad? and then my dad's like, yo, you're gonna his dad, Marcello's dad, and my dad are friends. They homies from way back.
Because my dad works with vehicles. So anybody in Miami that does vehicles and is Latino and speaks Spanish, my dad knows them.
Exactly.
That's Miami shit.
And then my dad has an auto glass company. So replacing windows and vehicles and stuff like that. I did, what was it, the sunroof in the Mercedes?
No, yeah, you know, he's my windshield. So,
windshield.
My dad leaves me at the crib so with my mom saying all that stuff to me, I moved to my dad's house. So when I'm living with my dad now, that's where
your dad's a COVID cop too?
That's where he's not. But he's a little more. You know what I mean? When I would tell him to wash his hands, he'd be like, "Oh shit, maybe I should." My mom was like, "Do you eat Ben Plus?" It's a totally different world. But so I'm living with my dad, and I told my dad I got my windshield. Every time I go into like a McDonald's or something, you know how they got those big things where my windshield goes, and he goes, "Don't worry, let me call my boy." he's coming to the crib. So this guy comes to the crib and he's funny, bro. He's like loud. He's like, this is 2 seconds, bro. Don't even worry about it.
That's my dad.
That is hilarious, bro. And then like he's talking to me. He's like, man, I follow you only in day, man. My son, he's huge, bro. You gotta see my son, bro. He's badass. I'm like, who's your son? He goes, too nice. And I see like everybody from Only in Day follows him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, screw it. Let's send him a deal.
It was epic, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's awesome, dog.
So when I actually told him that you was coming on to the show, and he was like, "Oh, de verdad, man. A mí me gusta, man. Ese chamaco es duro, man. Él es duro."
Because for me, that like you're like anybody that's doing work, bro. Like it's the same mentality. Like I can't sit. You know, if I'm going to the same cafeteria every day, I can't go to the same cafeteria and not meet the guy. So the second my dad tells me some guy's gonna come, you know, I'm dapping that guy up. As soon as your dad got there, what's good, my boy?
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, you want some water?" He's like, "Yo, my dad told me that." Marcello told him, "Look, you want some water? Let me know now because if my dad comes, él es muy tacaño, no te va a ganar."
Yeah, bro.
Good,
So
good,
that was dope. That was dope.
So I could tell, like for us, you know what I mean? We hate to I like to say I don't like to brag about it, but I like to talk about it. Is COVID was good for you? COVID did you pretty good during COVID times.
Yeah, I mean, it's
First
like
couple months were kind of like you trying to figure it out, like everybody. That shit hit. You thought everybody thought it was fake for a little bit. You know, like man, this shit's gonna be over in a week. Okay, next week. Okay, next week.
Exactly.
Okay, hold on, man. Like, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? So.
And then it was just Uly, you just broke it down. It was just like that. It was like, no, it's just about to be over. No, wait, what the fuck is going on? And then it was like, wait, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then it went into what we like to call that hustlers part, where it was like, okay, well, now we're gonna start figuring shit out,
right?
Because this shit is weird right now. And then everybody, and then it's almost like every episode, we've our guests and our stories, we've all been able to connect at least in that part.
Yeah.
That we didn't sit back, you know what I mean? We got up, we put our smarts, our hustles, our street mentality. We got to hustle this shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, no, I went to your comedy shows during like the COVID. Was it last year? Yeah, it was December, right?
It was a December 26th, like the day after Christmas.
That's right. Yeah. That Laz was hosting, and Laz was hilarious, dog. No, it was great. What we talked about was like you growing up listening to Laz your whole life.
Yo, so on the way to Sunset Elementary, bro. On the way to Sunset Elementary, I'm listening to DJ Laz in the morning. And DJ Laz in the morning, when I could choose the radio, and then when my mom could choose the radio, was Oscaraza. Talking about the
situations and political stuff.
Political stuff,
I
bro.
remember him too.
Yeah, man.
You know, we like to bring up some current events in this show. Like we like to talk about a couple things that are happening. Right now, what's really happening is what's going on in Texas with the snow and all that.
Oh,
you
shit,
told me
man.
that you know something about it. I really don't know too much, just from what I hear on social media, and I see a lot of things going on. Shout out to my boy Eddie, man. Eddie has a GoFundMe. I'm gonna give y'all the GoFundMe at the end of the show,
info,
so to help people out that are hurting for real. But what is it that you were telling me you know?
It's funny because my mom is like, now that I started doing social media, my mom thinks she's an influencer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
awesome.
I will post some videos like about nothing in comedy, and she goes, "Hi Marcello, today I called out the Democrats and the Republicans." I'm like, oh my God, mom. Okay. And so she gives me the story on this Ted Cruz situation, and it's just funny. Like this is like the power of this Ted Cruz story is actually like kind of cool because it's the power of social media doing the right thing. So like. Ted Cruz, this is just from my mom. Like I don't really participate in political discussion. My jokes are not about it. I don't really think about it. But my mom told me that basically Ted Cruz, the Texas freezes over. It's going through hell, and everybody loses power. Everybody tries to turn on their heaters at the same time, and the entire power grid in Texas goes out. So Publix not Publix, but their supermarkets have no refrigeration. Like everything is screwed. Like this was a major problem. And in the middle of the situation, somebody catches Ted Cruz getting on a plane to Cancun. So back in the day, somebody would catch Ted Cruz taking a plane to Cancun, put it on their story, maybe a couple of people send him a message, and that's it. Today, Ted Cruz gets to take a picture, and then the guy that's running against him next year is posting it. He's verified on Twitter, and he's posting it. Look who's on the plane. Vote for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, my
so
God.
So that comes out. This is all my mom like, and then imagínate. He has to come back the next day. So Twitter basically brought Ted Cruz back from Cancun and put him on camera the next day. Like, why were you in Cancun?
Yeah, Bubba, why people are here
why
free?
are people over here
good.
with all this shit happening?
So then Ted Cruz just has to do one of those,
The backpedal.
Hello,
political
everyone.
backpedal.
I apologize for the circumstances of this situation.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
No, but
Texas
it's
froze
super-
over.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy. It's
it's
crazy. I
nuts.
got a few friends out there, so
For real, man.
keep your heads up. You know what I'm saying?
And I think
We-
the power
we in your
grid. I think it
prayers.
was today. I got the story about the grid like coming back. The
a little bit.
The state of emergency is no longer in place. Like they called it off. So it's getting a little better. But yeah, that's crazy. My mom broke it down.
I had read it today too. That is Fort Worth area has seen the coldest temperatures in a generation. 2 degrees below zero. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Listen, I don't like to get too political either, but that global warming, bro. I mean, look into it, bro. There's something going on there, dog.
I think I can agree with that. I think we can. This podcast. This is not even a political thing. Look into it, yo.
Yeah. Everybody can have their own opinion. Oh yeah, another thing that we bring up every podcast, dog. This is like mandatory on this podcast, dog. So when they signed the COVID bill, in that COVID bill, there was something that said that 180 days from that day, they had to release UFO information. Anything they had on aliens, the government had to release it. So right now, there's 127 days left. 127 days left till they have to release that information.
Oh my God, 127.
So, what's your take on aliens and UFOs? Do you believe in it? Have you ever thought about it?
So whenever people ask me questions like this, I have two sides of my brain. There's one side of my brain that's like the young kid, like, what I would want to say, which is like, I'm sure there's something out there. I think it's, the world is so big, the universe is so large. I imagine there must be more life, right?
You sound like me.
That's like the one side, and then the other side is my mom. That's just my left brain.
Yo creo en Jesucristo. Ahí no hay ningún alien.
No, not even that. Not even that. Esos aliens no te van a ayudar a pagar nada. Those aliens are never going to pay your rent, so olvídate de los aliens. Cuando vengan, but pay rent on Tuesday, okay?
Yeah.
That's my mentality, bro. It's like
until they abduct you, I need my rent, bro.
yeah, literally. Until aliens are booking comedy shows, I don't care, bro.
Talk about booking comedy shows, dog. What's
What's the
looking
next
like for you?
vibe? What's the next vibe?
Man, so
What's
basically
2021 Marcello fucking looking like, bro?
Yeah, man. I want to get back on stage. Ideally, man, that's like where I feel most comfortable. These videos have kind of been like my way to get back on stage without having to get back on stage. So ideally, in 2021, I just want to figure out a way to have a consistency. Like, I want Marcello comedy and Only in Dade to be a consistent, like right now I wish I could be like, yo, February 39th, like whatever it is, February 39th. All right, guys, see you there. Like, I want to be able to do that every, whether it's 2 months away, 3 months away, whatever it is, I just want it to be consistent. So I'm working on that because I think that's where I'll become more like really comfortable with myself. Right now it's
and
weird.
develop more. Develop more.
Yeah, right now I'm still in this uncomfortable place where like I go into an office, OID. I'm working on that side of it. I come and do a podcast, but like, for the past 5 years, every night I was like, all right, 8:00 hit. What show am I gonna go either watch or perform at? So I want to get back as much as possible to stage time. Yeah.
I mean, most definitely the way you've been, showing your work ethic and showing the way you've been, diversifying and developing, a lot of people like you and a lot of people are, you have open hands with a lot of people. So, we definitely going to be able to, point you in the right direction, man. And if any door opened, you coming, you know what I mean?
And I really appreciate stuff like this just because from from a comedian perspective, like to be like, because I just see it like the people I looked up to, you know what I mean? Like there comes a point where all those people.
Thanks, but I feel old.
but not only that, like the people that I looked up to in their city, you know what I mean? Like when people come up in a city, whether it's Philadelphia, New York, wherever it is, like you see Kevin Hart in Philly, it's different, man. Like the way people embrace him, and he knows everybody that did anything. So. The fact that, and it's obviously, huge shout out to Only in Dade. If you don't follow Only in Dade and you live in Miami, what are you doing?
No, for sure.
The fact that I get to be around like, a huge fighter in Miami, one of the biggest fighters in Miami, somebody whose name like comes up early when you start talking about Miami, like for me to be in the same room and that, this is a comic in my city, like that to me is already like, I'm patient with this. I don't mind if I don't make it until 20 years into comedy. But little wins like this where I get like a Uly or a, DJ Laz or anybody to be like, yo, that kid is working. Like, that's...
No, for sure.
Yeah, those are little signs. But when you think... I like to tell people, and I like to tell myself, tell you the truth, I need a daily motivation myself, dog. Because sometimes there's days I'm working my ass off, I'm training, I'm getting punched in the face, I'm running, I'm doing all these things. I'm like, damn, bro, is anybody even paying attention? And then you hear like, oh, this guy was talking about you. You know what I mean? Your name is in the right circle. You know, doing the right thing. So like, bro, I just gotta keep grinding. It's consistent. And then, like I said, you go from like you can't even give away a ticket to a comedy show to now you got a line where people, you know what I mean? You gotta tell people to go home. So you know, and that's coming for you, dog. Listen. I can't tell the future, but I know talent when I see it.
Thank you.
Your name deserves to be, you know, talked about when we talk about Miami, especially about comedy in Miami. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. I appreciate that.
So definitely keep doing your thing. We're huge supporters. We're behind you 1,000%.
Yeah, let's get it.
I'll be at every show you put together for sure.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Let's get it.
Talking about mommy and flossing teeth. You know what I mean? You gotta add mama and $400
I gotta
show.
figure it out, man. I gotta figure it out. But yeah, man, this is super real, bro. I love that, and I love that. You know, from a work perspective, we can relate on a lot of things because we do a lot of stuff in the dark, you know, and stand-up comedians, a lot of artists, you do a lot of stuff in the dark. You know?
That's where all the hard work is done is in the dark. You know what I mean? All the ideas come to the light, but everything else, all the planning and all the putting together and all, you don't even know who's behind these cameras, bro. There's 10 people back here fucking pulling strings and shit right now.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Hey, real quick before we start closing up, I want to say, check out my boy at Eddie EDDI Fitness Official. Eddie Fitness Official. He's got a GoFundMe. He's putting together some money for the people in Texas. Anybody that can help out, you can hit him up or anybody else you know. If you can,
we'll put it on the description. We'll put it on the description down below in the description.
You know, Team Monster. You know, Don't Blink. You know, Marcello, Only and Dead. All our family. We're always about giving back. We try to feed the homeless when we can. I try to, you know, at least in my city, I try to do as much as I can. If I can help other cities, that's what we're doing. Guys. Look out for my little brother, Marcello, coming up. Comedy Only in Day.
I got to ask you a question, though. I got to ask you one question before we close out here. Because I got a couple. This is just about you right now because, you know, you are Uly the Monster, and I get an opportunity now. I have the floor.
For sure.
So what time do you wake up in the morning? Let me just give you, let me rattle off some questions at you, and you just answer quickly, and then I just want to see how that feels. So what time do you wake up in the morning?
On a regular basis, I would say about 7 a.m.
7 in the morning. And then what's the first thing you do when you get out of bed?
I do strength and conditioning. I gotta.
So you no. Don't. I don't want you to don't take me through the schedule. Like I'm talking like, do you put your socks on? Like what's?
Well, yeah. I pop up. I go straight to the toilet, take a piss.
Really?
I brush my teeth and
piss
wash
first
my
guy.
face. Piss first guy. First.
Wake up in the morning, piss excellence, and then
piss excellence. Fucking wash my face, brush my teeth, get dressed. I'm out the door quick. Like I'm gonna do. I pop out of bed, I get my shit done, and then. Less than 10-15 minutes, I'm out the door.
Can you believe that one of the toughest fighters, or if not the toughest fighter in Miami, first thing he's doing in the morning is grooming, is brushing the teeth. Yeah. This guy's flossing. You would never imagine this. This guy comes out of the ring, he's ready to kill, but he's flossing in the morning.
Oh yeah, Mom, by the way, I do floss. That's dope. I gotta floss these goals.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's the life of a monster, man.
No, because you imagine a real monster is getting up and he's like, Well, this guy's like...
Listen, I know... Just so you know, Two Nights gets up in the morning. He has to kick 2 chicks out of bed. I'm just kidding.
It's true. It's cool.
I gotta know that because I'm struggling with my morning routine, Uly. I know that if I start getting up at 7 a.m., I'm gonna level up. I know it. It's just gonna happen because when you get a little more of your day and you get to put a little more work in, you level up. It's just a part of the game.
For sure.
But the trick to do it.
What's your alarm clock? What's the noise that it makes?
I got that regular Apple alarm clock, that bang bang bang, that fucking loud shit.
Bang bang.
Yeah, bang bang.
You don't use like a song. You don't use like the rock.
Which ones did you? What do you have? What have you been using?
I've tried everything.
No, I need something obnoxious so I can just shut it off. My trick is pop out of bed. That's it. Like, you know, I pop up, I sit on the bed probably for like 10 seconds.
You procrastinate.
You know what I mean?
I procrastinate, bro.
If you go, I'm gonna snooze it, I'll be at the usually won't sleep. You know what I mean? You end up just turning it off. Because I do the same thing now. Like, I ain't perfect. You know what I mean? I Monday through Friday, I get up early. But there's days I take off, right? Sometimes, you know, I did something the night before. I just don't, sometimes you don't feel it. I don't have a fight so close where I'm like, bro, I'm kind of getting, you know what I mean? I take it serious at all times, but like, I'm like, all right, cool. I can lamp for a day, bro. You know
right. And you work out at night sometimes or you make it a later thing.
Exactly.
Bro, I got to get up early, dude. 2 nights, I'm telling you. I'm getting up early away from greatness.
But I've woken up early since I was a kid. I used to love always waking up early. I get on my bike, hit the hood, always, bro. Always.
Uly, let me play something right now. Yeah. Well, because what he's describing, he made a video about it.
Oh man, that's so real.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
To procrastinate is to vacation
No.
for free.
The one
we like to take small vacations from our work. And then for some reason,
No. This is not the one.
late-
The one that this is about is this one. Listen to this.
I can't wake up. For some reason, my alarm clock is like a lullaby. As soon as that thing goes off, I'm like, okay, now it's time to go to sleep. I struggle to fall asleep all night long. I'm meditating, listening to ocean noises. But as soon as it's time to wake up, I'm a sleep expert. When it's time to sleep, someone could fart 3 doors down and I will hear it. But in the morning, there could be a literal mariachi band in my bed and I will not wake up. I can't.
That's a fact, bro. That is how I feel.
Everybody, listen, man. Look out for Marcello. He's
Nothing
coming
else
up.
to say.
Follow him on Instagram. What's your handle?
Marcello HDZ. Hernandez is too long.
Marcello HCZ with 2 L's. He spells it weird. Marcello.
And since he was talking about, the saying and wash your hands and all that stuff.
That's real.
Well, we got him right now. What we lacing him up?
We got him with the official Team Monster. With the official Team Monster COVID Cop T-shirt.
Oh my God. Let's go. Look at this. Wait, how does this work?
You put it on.
Yeah. Look like this.
Now. Put it on right now.
Hold up. Everybody, check this out. This is how it works.
Hold up.
Let's go.
Revolutionizing the game. We revolutionizing the game, ladies and gentlemen. Remember what you saw at first. Don't blink.
Bro.
Let's go.
Yo,
What's up?
talk about built in, yo.
Hey, my brother, thank you so much.
Man, thank you, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, thank you so much for being on the show, my brother. We truly appreciate you.
Hell yeah.
Nothing
It's an
but
honor.
success for you in the future and now. And oh yeah, before we leave, we got a little contest.
Oh, but we're gonna do it now? Nah.
No. Y'all stay
See?
tuned, man.
So y'all stay tuned what's
Yeah.
about to happen
Yeah.
because we just implemented something new to the show. Exclusive. Because Marcello's in the building and we about to take it downstairs.
That's it, man. Hey, follow Marcello, follow Don't Blink, follow Uly Monster, follow Too Nice. And man, thank you again for another great show. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, my brother Marcello, for being here.
Yes.
Stay
Thank you so
tuned
much.
and don't blink.
I think me and Too Nice got something great going on. We got some great guests coming up. It's gonna be dope. We got some dope people that already signed up to do it with us, which is great. A lot of people show us love, and it's because we love them back for sure.